Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back for another recording session of Hearthstone. Today we need to get 5 games with the Druid or Hunter, 5 games with the Paladin or Warrior, and then in the course of getting one of those we will get 3 games of any class. Let's see. 5 days left for the January season and the Tavern Brawl will be back in 1 day. Yeah. This is not really working well with the Tavern Brawl. Today would be the recording session to do the Tavern Brawl. We could, I guess, try and do another arena run, but if I did do another arena run, then we really wouldn't make enough gold to be growing. So that doesn't seem like a good idea either, so let's just start with Hunter. Let's do Druid and Warrior while we're at it. Let's see. Druid, Warrior, play on casual, start playing. You can see my arena run from last time I played over there on the Hearthstone deck tracker. It will reset as soon as a card gets drawn, or somewhere around then.
Malfurion versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
I must protect the wild.
Let's see, what do we want here? We don't need that right now. Deal 3 damage, or do 1 damage and draw a card. We'll keep that. Give an attack. That. We'll get rid of those 3. There we go, it seems like it's adjusted now. Figured out which deck we're playing. So, I think what I have to admit to myself is that we'll go ahead and summon the Panther here. You Don't Know Jack season needs to be wrapped up. I think that's what I just need to admit to myself. The problem with it is there's just a considerable lack of a motivation to play that. It's a struggle, just a full-on struggle to play 4 or 5 or 6 recordings, 5 or 6 games, 20-minute games too, when I need to do it. So what I feel like I need to do is just wrap it up. I'm already playing her story and have already beaten it, so playing the one game I want to actually play in comparison. Let's see, I wish I could heal this guy. Doesn't look like I can. Darn it. So let's hit the base again. Yeah, I've already played her story all the way through. I would like to point out and just mention, her story really only is a good game. I mean, this is a kind of sucky thing to have to say, because I'd heard a lot of people say a lot of good things about it, and I guess maybe I've mostly gotten sold into the hype, but
I must safeguard the
damage to him.
Job done.
It's only a good game based on the story. It still has problems in the story because the way it works is you never get to see the questions being asked. There's an entire section in which that becomes blaringly terrible. Let's see, we need a beast. We don't have any beasts. Don't want to deal 1 damage. Or let's try this. Deal 3 damage to this guy.
Feel nature's wrath. For the wilds. Job's done.
Her story is barely a game. There is no gameplay flow to it that's good. There is no interactivity to it that's good. There's no really win or lose condition. I feel like in a lot of ways it's talked up. All it is really is a broken up interactive like visual novel game, except for you're not reading. Let's see. If I
Another
get
night
charge,
on the
will it be a beast? Yes, it would. Let's go in indoor turn. I want to keep this one alive. So ideally. So yeah, it definitely has some problems. There's definitely ways you could come about and play. Play the game and come to a completely different resolution than the one I did. Although it really feels like, and having looked online since what other people thought the ending was, it feels like I probably got the right ending, but it's never open-ended. You never find a piece of evidence, not in any of the videos, that are guaranteed 100% proof. You would think you would, particularly when you find out that there is a lie detector test in it, in the middle of it. Let's see. But it just doesn't ever happen. There's not a great resolution, really. I think he leaned heavily into being open-ended. Wow, if he can do one more damage, he's won. Wow, he certainly... I'm gonna have to well play this guy.
Well played.
Let's see. Savage Roar, do 4 damage. So I'll try to get that instead. It doesn't matter in the turn. Not a very good game there for me, but I think I was outclassed. Seems like he played his strategy a lot better than what I did.
Well played.
So, well, all I have to do now with her story is, since I reset the data, I can't actually. It's gonna make it a little bit more difficult, but not really. I'm gonna go through all the videos with the glare filter, which is, I mean, yeah, the game is lacking a volume setting. It has like a separate configuration box at the beginning that sets the resolution, but you can't set any details or anything. I guess that doesn't really matter since it's all actual video.
Versus Rexar.
One of the things I suggested in the series, and I really think it would help, is if you were playing this game as a like rookie detective with a veteran detective asking the questions, and then after each interview session he asks you what you think and you explain why you think it and all of that. If there was some actual conversation there. Do I want to equip a weapon right now? 1-3? Might as well, I guess. Let's go ahead and greet him.
Greetings.
because everything in her story is just happening in your head. If it didn't have that mirror game in it, hidden in it, I would be very, very tempted to not even say it's a game. It really is a job simulator. It's not a simulator game, it is actually a simulator of somebody playing with a database and not knowing what they're doing, and the database not being used effectively or efficiently because it only has these infinitely small video clips that were way too short. In all realisticness, the entire game would be 5 video clips if it was done right. There would be no reason to chop it up, and there certainly would be no reason that you'd have to find random keywords to find some videos. A specific section of let's see, let's go ahead and bring this out.
Blade be thirsty.
Whenever a minion takes damage, gain +1 attack.
Ogre!
We'll do that.
Job's done.
There's a very specific section where you can only get the videos if you type in quotation marks, yes, period, in quotation marks, and then quotation marks, no period, then quotation marks. Do those 2 searches and you can, you will be able to find some of the videos. But there was still, by the time I had to give up playing it,
Well played.
because we were just never going to make any progress, there was still one video that I had found because it was very not keywords to find that video. It was things like he, us, thee, they, not big keywords like knife, car, murder, nothing big like that you would think would bring up a result.
Practice makes perfect.
This might be explosive trap, so before I do this, I should probably attack. Yeah, I should have attacked a while ago.
Wanna blow something up?
Alright. So, yeah, there's definitely some problems with that.
Ready, sir.
And it probably didn't need all the acclaim that it got. Didn't deserve all the They are making a Her Story 2. It's not going to be related to the first game, which is great because I think that story is probably done as best as you can do it. It could have been done better the first time, but going back and trying to fix things now, it would be a mistake, I think. And who knows when that comes out. If it does come out around the time that my video of Her Story 1 comes out, that would be nice. But again, when the story's not connected, that's not a super important thing. Pretty sure I will play Her Story 2. I'm not so sure I will play it immediately. That is one of the... Let's see, this guy's gonna do 2 damage anyway, so I'm gonna just kill this guy. And then end the turn. I really stepped out to play Her Story. It's another game that's more of a Talos Principle, more of a Witcher 3 thing, and as far as the path of buying new games, we're still not ready to do that. One major reason being, it does just bite me in the butt. It totally just bites me in the butt. So I need to do this.
Back to work.
This.
Well played.
Then this. Let's go ahead and kill this guy. But I've lost. I've totally lost. He can hit me for 5 here, he can hit me for 2 here. Not doing so good on Hearthstone today. So the real problem that it gets down to is if I'm going to very likely replace You Don't Know Jack with her story, what am I going to replace her story with? That's the real question. In effect, this is probably the first cancellation. Well, not really. Now Galaxy was my first cancellation, I would say.
Let the hunt begin. I must protect
Where
the
everything
wild.
else is kind of a season finale, I would say. Potentially could come back. Binding of Isaac could come back. It's not likely that any of them will, but it's possible. I'll keep this one. But yeah, You Don't Know Jack is, it's just not interesting. There's just there's just a problem with that, I guess, and I should have recognized that problem probably. I'm not gonna make a 3-2 so he can kill him. I'm instead gonna do this and just hit this guy.
For the wild. Job done.
Yep. But I certainly want to do the new You Don't Know Jack, and I certainly want to do all the other You Don't Know Jacks. It's just I can't motivate myself to do it right now, so I don't know. Maybe half of my mind would say push yourself through this malaise and just keep on trying. I'm gonna kill this guy.
To my side.
If I keep doing You Don't Know Jack, then I don't have a clue when I... Let's see. Plus one attack.
Job done.
Taunt. Yeah, I don't have a clue because stacking is supposed to be better than point-and-click adventure games. I think I'm probably gonna run right into playing stacking. I'll probably try to do a little bit more. The one thing I haven't factored for yet, and this is definitely going to be a factor, is I haven't started the dialysis stuff yet, and so it may very easily turn into a scenario where
guide my lance.
where
Job's
I'm
done.
stuck at the dialysis center. It's not worth the time to come back to the house and I do You Don't Know Jack in my car outside of the dialysis, and I just have some quiet. But in a lot of ways that doesn't feel like that's going to happen to me, but I don't know. It feels like dialysis takes so long that it would be worth my time to go back to the house, record, and then come back in get them. Let's see. Give a minion +4 attack or +4 health and taunt.
What to do?
+2/+2 taunt. I can do them both. This here, and then +4 health and taunt. There, and attack and take it. There we go. Let's see. +4 health and taunt again. And then this. Then take this guy out.
For the
This guy in
wild.
the face. I don't think I'm gonna win here. Also on the dialysis front, I may start skipping a few days. There may just be days where I'm just like, you know, it's not worth it to do Hearthstone, or I may just start skipping, but all that's so up in the air right now, that until I can figure out, let's see, well, we'll do that.
For the wild.
Until I figure out what is gonna happen, I don't know. So I probably, after I finish her story today, which is gonna be really easy, it'll be an interesting thing to see just how long those videos really were, how many of them there really were. I suspect not as many as people would believe. Wouldn't surprise me if I go through all the her story videos without searching, without clicking on videos multiple times. I think it would not surprise me if that was if it was less than an hour and a half. For that matter, it would have been really nice if there was an ability built in just to
Where shall I strike?
to have completely played them all. But there are major things in her story that are missing. The ability to play everything, the ability to see the questions being asked in any form whatsoever, a ability to take notes, the ability to really better interact with this, because there really is a total lack of interaction. Let's see. I brought that one up, but I probably shouldn't. Let's do this. This one's gonna kill that one anyway. Ah, that's actually quite nice. Let's go ahead and kill that guy in the turn. It's just one big puzzle. Her story is, and you have to. It's like, if I'm gonna try a tortured metaphor here, I would say it is like having the ability to look at a puzzle, a jigsaw puzzle, and then not being able to touch any of the pieces or make any of the connections physically in the real world. You would just have to solve a jigsaw puzzle from your own imagination, which would be an incredibly difficult thing for most people to do, including me, but I'm sure there is some savant out there that might be able to do that. Here we go. How about that? So I like that. How about one of these? How about one of these? I'll take that victory. Wow, I got lucky there. That certainly felt like luck. That certainly felt like luck. Let's see, what were we doing next? Hunter? So I'm gonna go into stacking. Stacking is a game I've already played, so I know what it is. And it still is gonna have a few issues with it, I imagine. There probably will be a couple
The
places
light
where
shall
I'll be
bring
stuck.
victory.
Let the hunt begin.
Let's see, I don't need these two right now. Really don't even need this guy. Oh, this girl. I need to take this one out of my
Today, I don't have to be a
out of
princess.
all my decks.
Is someone
Totally
injured?
not worth it to play that. If you have a beast, summon a random beast. Interesting.
Oh, shoot!
And the most ironic thing I would say about her story, and the thing that's most notable about it to me, is that since it is a searching and database game for words, eventually, to find some of the videos, you do have to type in a cuss word, the F word, to bring up a video. Well, if that brings up a video, my next logical thought is going to be, well, what other cuss words would British people use, and type those in. And unfortunately, there is one word that is completely unacceptable to use in the American English language that gets used a lot in the UK and Australia, gets thrown around and has nowhere near the meaning, the impact as it is in the United States, and I almost had to type in that word, and I put it off. I said, you know what, if this really is gonna be something I have to type in, I'm gonna wait. Let's see, +1 attack, do this, attack here, in return. There is also a character named SB in the character, and people on the internet kept saying that's Sam Barlow, and playing the game kept looking for somebody named Sam or a Barlow. Turns out the creator of the game is named Sam Barlow, and so they're saying that the SB is Sam Barlow from the video game, and I'm like, well, alright, that's why it doesn't actually come up in the game when you search Sam or Barlow. And that might be true, might not be, who knows.
The beasts obey me.
I should put it on the other side. That was a mistake. Fortunately, I can correct that lack of knowledge. I didn't do any research really. Trying to do any kind of research on a game where there's a mystery very much might ruin the mystery for me. So I didn't check any of that. So I guess I liked the game. I'm still talking about her story a day later. I'm still need to play it. I played all of it all the way through in about 2 days, which made me like 26 videos. So we're talking a entire month, 13 episodes, 13 hours. I did 30-minute episodes. I am definitely wondering whether watching me play in slow amounts of time would be a benefit or a problem. Because I played the game all in 2 days. I probably am definitely going to have a different experience than somebody who's going to watch it coming out day after day after day. But then they might have a better experience because
change your mind.
they might very well be able to suss out or interpret things that I missed. Then again, they may have a worse experience because they might very well...
Do you have the artifact?
Do we want to get 2 of these and kill that guy? I guess we'll do it. So yeah. But if somebody wants to marathon it after it's all come out, they can certainly click on the playlist and just watch it all the way through. It's a rather long experience when all is said and done. About halfway through the game, you are offered the opportunity to finish the story, and if you had really done that, I personally would not have come to the same conclusion that I eventually did come to. In fact, if I had even given up at any point
Get back!
before the last episode, I very well may have come to a completely different conclusion. It wasn't until I took what I was doing was tagging all the videos that had what seemed like important pieces of testimony and evidence, and once I went back and looked at all of those tagged videos, that was the only time I really got the story clear to what I thought it was happening, and the order of things kind of matters, and what is really going on definitely matters. So if I'd stopped at the halfway point, I would have definitely picked something that would have been completely wrong. If I had stopped 3/4 of the way down, I would have picked something that would have been completely different from the halfway point. So there's definitely some thorough research was needed. I really did need to see almost every single video in the game to get to the point I wanted to get to the important information. Even if her story only in a few videos had overlapped the detective's voice a little bit, it would have helped so much. For example, in the lie detector test section, you just have to have your own personal knowledge, really, to know that lie detector questions are going to ask you yes/no questions. And thus, if you only have video of the responses to that, you are only going to get videos of her saying yes and no. It doesn't anywhere in the game explain that. If there was several manuals or files, take me out. If there were like several manuals or files on the PC where you could have brought up that information and been pushed better into that through a hint, that would have been so much more useful. Now, I think what the truth is you're supposed to actually end the game. I think the true experience for her story is you are supposed to end the game and not completely understand what's going on.
Malfurion versus Anduin.
At that
The
halfway
light shall
point.
bring victory.
And then it
protect
gives
the
you
wild.
a cheat code that you can't use at the beginning, so it's not even a very good cheat code. It's a really sucky system actually, because then I deleted the progress and now I can't use the cheat codes. But from that,
Job done.
from that point, it would have been very nice if they had. It almost feels like at the halfway point, you should just be forced into doing the credits. Yeah, it would be slightly controversial, but I kind of think like, since that seems like very the one and true way that they wanted you to play, they should have just at the halfway point when you did 50% of the database, it should have just said 50% of the database unlocked as a pop-up, and then immediately it should have ended the game and ran to the credits, and not given you an option. In fact, it shouldn't even, it asks you a question that it shouldn't even ask you at the first time. It should just force you into saying you don't know the answer to that question.
What?
I think I'm gonna just do that.
For the wild.
That, and then the turn. Because getting the ability to use the unlock
How
code,
many fingers do you see?
so that you get more videos, is kind of crucial. It would be massively more helpful to have that forced upon you. And if they tell you the uncode and you can use the unlock code after 50%, and then you don't want to use it, that's fine. You're playing hard mode. But for most other players, using the unlock code would be super helpful, because then it gives you a maximum of 15 videos you can pull up per keyword versus 5 videos, and a lot of the videos that you're going to be missing are going to be in the 6th or 7th slot of any keyword search. So just putting in the unlock code and going back and searching everything you've searched before would probably get you close to 100%. But I'm still not sure if you typed in just YES without the period and the quotation marks. I'm still not sure that that would actually end up with getting those videos
For the wild.
into the first 15 results, because yes and no is such a common word. Although it might. He certainly did a lot of work on the dialogue and the word puzzle, the maze of words that's in there, but then it kind of feels like he didn't do any other work.
Bathe in flame.
There we go. There's a 4/7 with taunt.
Give that minion a turn to get
For the
ready.
wilds.
So I'm still talking about her story. I guess I liked it. It just had some major flaws. Needed some more work. Right now, The Witness is coming out as of today for PC, and I hear several hours, like many hours of gameplay that I would like to play. That's a mech. But unfortunately, it's also like $35, and right now I just don't see the justification there.
How many fingers do you see?
The thing about her story is I got it so late, there's no real reason to just try and push that out as early as possible. If I did spend the $35 on The Witness, I could try to push that out as soon as possible, but then every second I'd be playing The Witness would be another second I wouldn't be spending pushing my channel further ahead, and I want to push my channel further ahead. I want to get that sweet buffer, if at all possible.
Elune, guide my lads.
Snakes. It has to be snakes.
Let's see, let's go ahead and get rid of this guy.
For the wilds. Job's done.
There was a thing on Reddit recently where somebody posts like, this guy has over 1,000 videos and 361 of them are to Morrowind alone, and I was like, so what? I have like over 2,000 videos, I have less views than he does. He's averaging about 20, they said, and 361 episodes of Morrowind or any game just means you made your episodes too short. Which I've done. I've certainly have done that. I've made episodes way too short in the past, and I adjust for that by then turning around and releasing multiple recordings a day. I certainly did that for The Witcher 3, I certainly did it for Deus Ex Human Revolution, and it's not a big deal. I don't think I've gone up to 300 on any series besides Hearthstone, which is its own separate thing. I don't think I would ever make such a drastic flaw that I would go to 300 episodes on a game. Because that's just weird. That's just really weird. If I was going to, I would eventually plan on playing Skyrim, and the thought on Skyrim is it's a 200-hour game, so if I play it for 1 hour each recording, then that would be 200 episodes. How I would get up another extra 160 would only be done by just a complete and total lack of planning. Yeah, we're gonna play this.
For the wilds. Job's done.
Give that minion a turn to get ready.
There we go. I lost.
Minions, servants, soldiers of the cold dawn.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Obey
you
the
don't want.
call of kill.
Confessor Priestess. Seems a little random of a card, but I don't know. Legendaries are hard to do. I would much prefer Confessor Priestess over playing the map to the Golden Monkey. Well, we've been going 45 minutes and I've been talking. We've gotten exactly one victory. Well, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.